Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another edition of Go Imagine Office Hours. What's up, Michelle? Hello, Guy F. Hauntingly Evil. Hope everyone is having a wonderful week. It is Wednesday, April 9th, and I am here to hang out with the Go Imagine group. Hello, A. Risden. Hi, welcome. What's up, Sandy? Sandy, you're in Louisiana right now? Hey, Shirley. Sandy's a Florida person. What are you doing in Louisiana, Sandy? Just hanging out, going to Bourbon Street and ripping it up. I know the type of person you are, Sandy. Taking care of mom on Bourbon Street? It's a weird place to take care of your mother. What's up, Linda? Boutique Barn. Hello, hello. Julie Bame. Hello from Florida. It is gross this week in Massachusetts. It's been about 40 degrees most of the week. Luckily, today it's not raining. It's been raining nonstop for about a week. It's supposed to rain again later this week. We're getting a little bit of a break right now. I hope wherever you are, the weather is treating you okay. I always like to start with the basics. My name is John Lincoln. If you're watching this recording or you're new to Go Imagine, I am the founder of Go Imagine, and this is Office Hours. So we are here today just to hang out and talk with the group. Sometimes we talk about updates that are happening, some upgrades. We talk about how to set up a shop and how to do things in the shop. We also talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. We're open to it all. So I like to always ask, is there anybody new to Go Imagine that's on this call? I know we've only got a handful of people today. It might be a slow day, but do we have any new people that are watching right now? Because I always like to give a shout out and say hello to the new people. Hello, Mommy Homemaker. Welcome to Go Imagine. Thanks for shouting out. We'll cover a little bit of how to set up Go Imagine. That's some of the things we usually go over in these meetings. One thing I did want to discuss, and I have not watched it yet, but I know Steph and Jackie did, which is the YouTube that just came out from Starla Moore. I want to give a shout out to that, which was the survey that Starla did with something like 4,000. Here it is, Etsy's uncertain future. It's already got 7,000 views. But so, I'm going to share a link to this because I like to give shout outs to those influencers and those people out there that are sharing their information. All right, Mommy, we'll definitely talk about shipping in a second for you. But so Starla just did this video where she surveyed over 3,500 Etsy sellers and is basically reporting the results of that. It's a long, almost 2 hours. That is
very long.
Yeah, that's a long webinar, but it's chock full of information. I heard it's got a lot of great information. For instance, there's this question: how would you describe your Etsy shop financial contribution to your income? So she's identifying who these people I hate YouTube puts so many ads now. It's like they started small at one point and then they started just adding more and more ads. But anyway, I shared that link. I definitely recommend some of you watching it. Wendy, I'm glad you found us through Starla. She's fantastic. What's up, Blessed? Hi from Wags and Wiggles. What's up, Wags and Wiggles? See what we have going on. Viking Stitches. Welcome. I'm glad you caught the live today. We'll definitely cover some new things. Viking Stitches, if you have any questions specific to setting up Go Imagine or how to use the product, I'm happy to jump into those as well. Yeah, Wendy Wild, the survey, it reinforces what I think a lot of us already know about Etsy, right? It's not shocking some of the survey results. Yeah. So anyway, Mommy Homemaker, you asked about shipping. Feel free, Mommy Homemaker, to chime in what specifically about shipping you're struggling with. I'll also, let me move this over to my other screen. I will also cover some of the shipping basics. I will tell you that oftentimes we recommend for people to go to our help center to get a lot of information. We do have a shipping center section where it talks about shipping basics, how to set up manual flat price shipping, and how to do a local pickup option. Um, yeah, mommy homemaker, how to set up shipping options. Is there a way to ship myself without calculated? So if I'm understanding the question correctly, um, so so by default, our system does real-time shipping, which I think you're saying is calculated shipping. So essentially, you put the weight of the product on the put the weight on the product, and then by default, our system will calculate the shipping through retail rates for USPS based on the weight. So based on where your location is, where the customer's location is, and the weight of the product, it comes up with a shipping rate. That said, you do have the ability to create your own flat rates. And by flat rates, I mean you can just define, I want to charge $5 for shipping. I want to charge $10 for shipping. Or you can do tiered shipping, which I'll get into now. So let me go into a test site I have here. Staging. I'm going to go into a test site. Here we are. I'm going to go to shop settings and down to shipping. You're going to see I have a lot of different shipping methods that are already here. Let me just delete a bunch of these just because it's getting messy in my demo.
Are you not sharing your screen?
I will share my screen. Good call. I got Steph in the office with me. She always calls me out when I forget to share my screen. Okay. So we've got a number of shipping methods already here. You're going to open up and you should find that you have USPS priority and USPS ground advantage already available. You can do two things. You could, if you don't want to use either of these, delete them. It's not necessarily our recommendation to delete them because if you ever want to use them again, you'd have to go through setting them up. Rather than deleting them, if you click on edit, you can simply disable them. So let's go ahead and disable this one so that it's no longer available. And you can see right here what the status is for this shipping method. So if you don't want the real-time shipping, you can just disable both of these. After disabling them, we're going to add a new shipping method. I'm going to go ahead and call this flat rate by price. All right. And delivery time frame, this is where you can like give a range, I would say, of what they can expect for delivery. So if you think it's mostly 5 to 7 days, I would say 5 to 7 days delivery or whatever you want to put here. The customer does not see the name. The customer does see, actually, no, does the customer see the name of the shipping method? Maybe they do.
Yes. They do.
So yeah, so we'll just say flat rate. I'm sorry, I just caught myself there. So they'll see the name of the name of the shipping, and they're also going to see the delivery time. Use for free shipping, you would use if you're defining products for free shipping. Now, what does that checkbox mean? It means that let's say I have 20 products and 5 of them I offer free shipping on. On each product, you have a free shipping checkbox, which let me show you real quick what that looks like. Because shipping does correlate to products. There's a lot of overlap between what you do on the product and how it affects shipping. So if I open up one of our test products here, under the shipping section of the product itself, you've got a free shipping checkbox, right? So this is free shipping. If I check this off, it will automatically use whichever shipping method I'm using to select free shipping for. What I mean by that is maybe you offer 3 types of shipping. You offer overnight, priority, and first class. Well, you might offer only first class for free, but the other 2 they'd pay for. So in this case, when I select free shipping on the product, it'll create free shipping on whatever shipping method I've assigned to use for free shipping. If that makes sense. So that way you're not offering free shipping on overnight. Like you wouldn't want to do that. You'd offer free shipping on ground advantage, something like that. If you're not using free shipping, this checkbox doesn't matter. Description is where you can describe more about the shipping method you're using. All products, products shipped via USPS ground. Now we have the minimum and maximum weight that this shipping will be applied to. This typically is not going to be used unless you want to offer different shipping methods based on the weight of the products and what method should be assigned to which products. So for instance, maybe this flat rate I only want to offer on products up to 2 pounds, right? Because maybe I'm creating another flat rate shipping for things on higher than 2 pounds. One way to do it is by assigning 0 to 2 here. Now, if you put 0 on both, it assigns to everything. So you can, if you just leave this alone, this shipping method will be assigned to all of your products regardless of weight. In this example, we're using manual calculation. As I mentioned, real time is automatically set up for you. So you won't often go back to real time unless, as I mentioned before, you deleted out the methods that are there and you want to recreate them at some point. But we're talking about the manual method here, where essentially I'm manually creating my shipping methods. And then the final thing after you've got these basic settings, which are straightforward, is how you want to define the shipping charges. And you can do it by 3 different areas. You can do it by product price, product weight, or number of items. Let me start with product price. Now, if I want to do just a flat $5 across the board, where I'm going to say, I'm going to charge $5 shipping. I don't care how many products. I don't care the price. I don't care the weight. Well, this is the tiers here wouldn't matter as much. I'm just going to put for anything that is $0 or more, which is everything that's over $0, I'm going to charge $5 shipping. Well, if I save this, sorry. Wait, do you have to put a 0? You have to put a minimum weight in here? Shouldn't require that, right? No, it didn't. So now I've created a flat rate amount where basically everything is $5 for that shipping method. Now, maybe I want to tier these. Now, what do I mean tier? Maybe I'm going to add another rate. And that rate is going to be anything that's over $15. I want to charge $2 shipping. I'm making things up. And maybe I want to add another rate where anything over $25, I'll leave it 0. It's free shipping. So essentially, I'm creating my own manual tiers here where I'm saying anything that is $0 or above, which is everything, is $5. But if anything's over $15, it drops to $2 shipping. Anything that's $25, it's free shipping. So I'm actually creating an incentive here for higher priced items. That's the tier for product price. Now, if I want to create another one, I could create one by product weight, where I'm going to create weights where it's anything over 0 pounds. I'm charging, I don't know. Maybe the list will be reversed. Anything over 0 pounds, I'm charging $3. Anything over 10 pounds, I'm charging $7. Anything over 25 pounds, I'm charging $15. I don't know, making things up. And that's where you can do tiers by weight. It's actually, I was thinking about when I was doing this right now, it's kind of in reverse. If it's by price, oftentimes you'll actually, the more someone spends, you reduce the amount they're spending on shipping because you want to incentivize the higher price items. But if you're doing it by weight, odds are you're increasing the price because the more something weighs, the more it's going to cost you to do it. Hello, Moses Forever Laser Art. And then the final way you can do this, you could change this to number of items, where you could say product quantity would be 0 or more. I'm charging $10 shipping. If they do product quantity of 5 or more, they'll charge $5 shipping. If they buy more than 10 items, it'll be free shipping. So you can also do shipping rates by number of items. If the more they buy, the less you want to charge for shipping. So I think that was asked by Mommy Homemaker. Um, all right, great. Yeah, so Mommy Homemaker, I hope that answers your question on how to set it up. And the easiest thing is to create one shipping method and create tiers and leave it at that. Although you could create multiple shipping methods. Um, I think to a degree, less is more sometimes. You don't want to make it so confusing that when someone's checking out from your shop, there's four different choices of shipping and each one has a different tier and it just gets very complicated. I think making it straightforward is probably better. So less is more in the case of shipping, but this is definitely an easy way for you to set up your own rates. And as I mentioned, the easiest thing to do is disable the real-time ones and then create a flat one for whatever you say you want it to be. All right. Mellis, hi John. A while back, you mentioned possibly having a collaboration with Pinterest. Any news on that front? We have worked with Pinterest. We have our products syncing to Pinterest. We've been doing a lot of pins into Pinterest, and we do have that ability for you to on the I think it's on the Mosaic front to connect your shop to Pinterest. So that's where we're at with Pinterest today. You can also add your own links to Pinterest to your own Pinterest page if you want to use our outbound links section, which gives you the ability to tag your section of Pinterest. I mean, your shop to Pinterest. Moses Forever Laser Art. You are new to Go Imagine and working on it on the page. So wonderful. Welcome, first off. I will mention, and for the other few new people that are here as well, that to set up your shop, we often recommend starting with the getting started checklist. We were just talking about shipping methods with Mommy Homemaker, and that is one area of the getting started checklist. So it's pretty straightforward. We have 7 steps to get your shop started, and all of them do not have to do with products. I mentioned this probably in every office hours I do, where setting up products is sometimes the last thing you do. I think by um, yeah, thank you, Sandy. Do listings still go hidden if we have no, an active shipping set up? So should create flat rate method, then turn the others disabled. All right, good. No, good call, Sandy. So what Sandy is saying right now is if you have no active shipping methods, products are automatically disabled within your shop. We do that because if you have no active shipping methods, users are not able to buy products because there's no way to ship them. So, to Sandy's point, you want to create an active shipping method before you disable the other ones. If you don't do that, you'll have to reactivate your products after the fact. It's not the end of the world, depending on how many products you have. But just note that if you disable all your shipping methods, your products will go disabled until you have an active shipping method. Back to the getting started checklist. I was mentioning the fact that creating products is probably the last thing you want to do, simply because you want to get the basics set up before you actually get going there. The about us section. This is where you want to brag about yourself. I always say that handmade buyers want to know about the maker. It creates a personal touch. It lets them know there's a human behind what they're buying. So definitely recommend filling out the About Us section, which includes your maker profile picture, your smiling face so they know who they're buying from, and your maker profile talking about who you are. Updating your branding is an important part. Your shop banner, your shop logo, your invoice logo, things like that. You definitely want to update so that you have an update to your branding and your banners. Updating the outbound links in the social media section, which we have to actually update right now, which is now says outbound links, which I'll do after this. Um, you want to be able to let them connect to you off platform. That's one thing we promote that others kind of hide, which is we want your fans, we want your buyers to be able to connect with you wherever you are. So if you have a Facebook account, if you have an Instagram, if you have a Twitter, if you have a Pinterest, whatever it is you're using, maybe you have a blog you want to send people to, you can create your outbound links here, and that lets them be able to. I'll show you where it exists. It allows them to click on the links on your shop to bring you to your pages. Stripe is the number one thing you probably want to set up. It's step number 4, but I would contend should be step number 1, because if you can't get paid, people can't buy your products. So setting up Stripe is easy. There's a help article right here on how to set up Stripe, which is pretty straightforward. But Stripe, if you aren't familiar with, it's a payment gateway, kind of like PayPal. It is free to use. It costs less than a lot of the systems out there. I know PayPal raised their fees a couple of years ago. Stripe has kept theirs low. So make sure you create your Stripe account and connect it to your shop. If you want to get SMS text alerts from us so that you know when an order has come through, definitely set up your text messages. So you'll get pinged from us via text message when you get a new order. Shipping, we just talked about with Mommy Homemaker. Step number 6 is making sure you have your shipping set up the way you want. So definitely review that. Shop policies is where you're going to set up your processing time, your return policy, basically anything you want the customer to know before they buy your product, so that if they come back to you later, you can always point back to your shop policies and your terms and conditions. So if they have questions, you can say, hey, this was the policy when you bought the product. After you've set up those 7 items, that's when you want to start talking about adding your products. We do have an Etsy products import we do for you. So if you're on Etsy, you can simply export your products from Etsy, send them to us, and we will import them for you. It doesn't import everything. It does import your images and a lot of the basic information. It won't import options. That's one thing it does not import, but it imports most things to give you a really big head start. And then after you've done all the basics here, if you're a Mosaic shop, meaning if you have your own website with us, there are a few more steps you can take. So there's the basics up top here, and then the basics have to be set up either way, whether you're on Mosaic or not, because again, one of the beauties of our systems is the fact that your Mosaic and your marketplace shop are linked together. So setting things up in one, you're setting things up in both. But we do have a few extra steps here. Setting your featured products for your Mosaic shop is pretty critical. That's what helps you design your homepage the way you want it to be designed. Setting your custom shop categories while part of the marketplace also really makes your Mosaic shop more browsable, if that's a word. You can do additional custom banners for your Mosaic shop, making the website more of your own. You can do more theme edits to your Mosaic shop if you want to change the color of things. And then, of course, you can set up your own custom domain. So all of these steps you'll want to walk through after you do our first steps on setting up your shop. You can then do our Mosaic setup checklist, which goes through the final items. All right. Handmade Base Studios, is there any way to change the bottom of the screen where it says more from this maker? Not right now. Right now, the more from our, so what Handmade Bay is referring to is if I go to, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Thank you. They always come in 2, so I'm probably going to sneeze again in a second. So if I go to a shop here, what Handmade Base Studio are referring to is that on every product, we offer at the bottom section a more from this maker. And this advertises additional products from that maker. Right now, it's set to popularity, so not newest. So based on the products you have that are most clicked, most viewed, most purchased, most added to wish lists, and all that, those are the ones that are going to pop up under right now. We can definitely look into eventually making this customizable, where you can choose if you want your newest items under more from this maker, or if you just want the most popular items. But right now, this is set based on popularity. Mommy Homemaker, how does that work? I have my own domain already. So Mommy Homemaker, if you're on our Mosaic plan, so you'll find that if you go to our membership page, depends which one you're on, we have our free plan, which is called the community plan, Thrive, which is $5 a month, and then we have Mosaic, which includes your own branded website at $15 a month, which is, I would say, a steal, because other sites like Shopify are $40 plus. But our Mosaic site gives you the ability to use their own custom domain. So example would be, I use Shirley here. I always use her site as an example, wildgatherings.com. This is a Mosaic site. With Wild Gatherings, you basically don't see any of the Go Imagine branding. This is more of her own private website. She creates her own banners, has her own product categories, her own logo. The only way someone even knows this is it says powered by Go Imagine. That's pretty much it. And so if you're on a Mosaic plan, you have the ability to build your own website while building your marketplace site. And you can do that. I mentioned a second ago through the help us section is know your custom domain, where we have a help article on how to set up your custom domain. So I'll send this to you right now, Mommy Homemaker. Now, again, you have to have the Mosaic plan for this to work, but there's the help article, custom domain for your custom website. Linda Baldwin, this is a question maybe for Steph as well. I don't know. The dashboard states, but you can type in more than 20 for each tag. So which is it?
It's 20 tags.
Yeah. So yeah. So Linda, it's actually not 20 characters. It's 20 tags, 35 characters each. So if I go to a product here, search tags. Yeah, it's 20 tags, not 20 characters. So this means here it's 35 characters, 20 tags. So a tag would be red, there's one tag, blue, there's two tags. I'm not sure why they're off center, but that it is what it is. Necklace, that's 3 tags. So you can do up to 20 tags, up to 35 characters per tag. So red necklace, you can see how it's the ticker's going here. Red necklace with blue, I don't know, blue jewelry. I'm just doing this. Yeah. Yeah. So you see after 5 characters, it doesn't let you save. So it's 35 characters, 20 tags. Thank you, Steph. Wendy Wild, thank you. Yeah. Mosaic is Shopify is amazing, and for those who take advantage of all the offering Shopify has, and you're a scaling company, especially a large company, Shopify is always is a good way to go, but to your point, Wendy, where you say it has a lot of fluff, Shopify also is overkill for a lot of handmade artists. A lot of makers, they want to have a nice website. You want to be able to sell off it. You want to be able to direct your buyers to it. You want to put it on your business cards and promote it on your social media, but you might not be a business that's scaling and doing Google ads and doing SEO and all the things that drive traffic. Maybe you're someone who just wants a nice website to promote your products. Mosaic is just that. So I always like to say that there's a purpose for all the products in the world. Shopify for some people is a perfect solution. Mosaic for some people is also a perfect solution. It all depends on which one you think is right for you. So any other questions today? I want to make sure I address, it looks like we do have a bunch of new people. And I do want to once again thank all of the new people that are here today. It's always fun to see new people joining our lives so we can discuss how to set up our products and set up the shop. I am here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, so I'll be here again next Wednesday. If you have any specific questions around that time, feel free to jump on and I can address them for you. Anything else right now you would like to discuss, everybody? All right. If not, it is 1:30. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. As always, I appreciate all of your support. We love having you with us. And wherever you are, I hope you're having good weather because we are not getting good weather here. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye now.